Right? Okay, all right. I am Debra Harshaw. I'm from the Rotary Club of Windsor St. Clair, and I'm here to talk about a little project that we did in September, the past September, which we dubbed, our little group dubbed the Monarch Express. So what happened is a fellow by the name of David Eaton came up with this kind of a really cool idea of painting a train, having a train boxcar painted in with a beautiful monarch butterfly, and he wanted to have that boxcar pulled all the way from Windsor down to Mexico, really wanting to, for three goals, was one, to showcase the plight of the monarch butterfly, but also to raise funds for the planting of Oyamel fir trees, which is the fir tree that the butterfly will overwinter on in El Rosio, I probably said that wrong, monarch sanctuary down in Mexico. And so he approached actually two people that we all know and love. One is our Rotary International President, Jennifer Jones, and pitched this idea to her. And also to Chris Stein, as Scott mentioned earlier, he's one of the original Operation Pollination ambassadors. And so David asked for his help. So Jennifer then approached her home Rotary Club, Windsor Roseland, and they immediately set in action a small group of us to get this project going. And so we had two tasks. One was to launch the Monarch Express train from Windsor on its journey southwards, and the other was to encourage Rotarians in our two districts to sign an Operation Pollination partnership. And basically that partnership just symbolizes our commitment to trying to help the monarch butterfly and all the other pollinators out there. We know how important they are, especially if we're looking at a plant-rich diet. We want those pollinators doing their job so that we can eat more rich and stay cool. So anyways, David had three things in mind. Oh, I forgot to give the backstory again because my slides aren't there, but David is a 25-year Rotarian with the Metropolitan Monterey Rotary Club in Mexico. And he also works for the, he's Vice President of Sales and Marketing for the Kansas City Southern Rail Company. And so what's happening is CP Rail and Kansas City are meeting together, and they're forming this amazing train system all the way from Canada through the US down to Mexico, which just happens to mirror the pathway that the monarchs take when they're making their journey both north and south. So when the monarchs leave Canada and the sort of northern areas of US, they journey about 4,000 to 5,000 kilometers. So for the Americans in the crowd, that's 2,500 to 3,100 miles. So that's huge. By the time those butterflies reach Mexico, I mean, they're battered and torn and they're really in rough shape, but they managed to overwinter in Mexico. And so David's idea was to plant these trees, give them more a place to overwinter, and but he also, along the way, he wanted people to be aware of what it takes to house a monarch butterfly. We need the milkweed, and by the way, if you come over to our booth, I have free milkweed seeds, so come on over and get some. If you're crossing the border, you might want to take the stuff in the envelopes and not in the little tea bags, because it might look a little suspicious. But so he wanted to get people planting both milkweed and also nectaring flowers that the monarchs would enjoy once they've closed from their caterpillar to their beautiful monarchs. So that was why we had the Operation Pollination partnership signing, because this was going to continue all the way down as it followed the route. So we started in Windsor. We had a bit of a celebration. We had a festival. We had mariachi music. We had a parade with people with butterfly costumes. We even released about a dozen monarch butterflies that had recently eclosed, which was so exciting for the children in particular. And then one additional element, or two actually additional elements, is that David carried with him a statue that he called the MoMA statue. And MoMA is, symbolizes the mother of the monarch. And so it's really ensuring that we are continuing to be committed to saving the monarch butterfly. And so he carried that statue all the way down with him for 55 days to end up in Mexico on November 5th. So on his way, he passed through Chicago, and Jennifer Jones was very kind, and she supported and assigned the Operation Pollination Partnership at that time. And then they weaved their way down through Kansas City, Laredo, Texas, and then to about 5 or 6 stops in Mexico. And at the very end, they had a huge celebration, as you would imagine. Now, one of the other things that we did that was really cool, and you'll see a very small example of it at the booth, is we did this huge, long poster. Mary Lou Amlin, wherever she is in the audience here, helped us design this amazing poster. And what we were doing was we were getting kids to use a marker on their thumbs to do little thumbprint pollinators, so they could do bees or butterflies, or some people did caterpillars or ants or bats or dragons. I don't know if dragons are pollinators, but it worked. And so we had a section for each country, and so the kids from Canada and the kids from the US and the kids from Mexico could put their little pollinator fingerprints on this huge poster, and David still has it, and of course they unveiled it and unrolled it in Mexico, and so to much acclaim. So David has said that if, for those of you who are lucky enough to go to Australia, you're going to see an unveiling of another statue called the MoMA Hope. And this is part 2 of this great journey for these. This time it's not going to be a train, but I can't reveal the secret yet. People that go to Australia will get the news a little sooner than us, so that will be part 2. So stay tuned. That's going to happen in August sometime this coming summer. So I thank you. Oh, you can see, anyways, a picture of the poster there, and David has got the. Sorry, I forget. I'm new to this. So you can see that David's got them, see, really new. Could you guys hear me the whole time, or was I just doing, oh, thank goodness. So you could see that the MoMA statue is there, and the MoMA Hope statue is even more impressive. So I thank you for indulging in me and it because of my pictureless presentation, but thank you very much.